Miss Landis, I'm sorry to disturb you at this time of night, but I'm desperate. I haven't anywhere else to turn.
What? Who is this?
This is Mr. Ames, Martin Ames, your neighbor, the one across the street. I was in your apartment yesterday morning with the police, or rather, I was almost in your apartment. Your sister wouldn't let me in.
Oh.
Now, please don't think me a pest, Miss Landis. I don't mean to annoy you. It was only because I was so desperate that I initiated that search.
It's quite all right. Goodbye.
No. Please don't hang up, because it's worse now than it ever was. Miss Landis, I've been sitting here opposite your apartment, staring into your windows, and I'm only asking you to help me, Miss Landis. Help me just a little.
Help you?
It's still there, Miss Landis.
What is still there?
The dead body in your window.
Oh, but there isn't. How dare you? When the police...
I know. I know now it hasn't anything to do with you. But would you do me just one favor, Miss Landis? Would you go into your living room and just check once more?
Oh, I won't. I'll do nothing of the kind. You're out of your mind.
Oh, perhaps I am, Miss Landis. That's what I'm trying to find out. Then perhaps your sister Vivian would help me.
She's not at home.
Oh, Lord.
And anyway, I don't see how you can see in. I pulled the shades down in there yesterday morning.
I know. They're all down still.
Well, then how can you see?
I can't. At least not the actual body. It's just a silhouette. I'm not maligning you or your sister, Miss Landis. If there's someone dead in there, it's not you who are doing it. But think of me.
Oh.
If you could just be here and look over there and see the shadow of those quiet fingers, that shoulder, that head.
Oh, please, stop it. Stop it. It's not here. It isn't.
Tell me just one thing, Miss Landis. There is a chair by that window, though, isn't there?
Yes. There's a chair.
A high-backed wing chair.
Mm-hmm.
And have you anything on it? Anything piled up? I mean, like curtains or cushions or dressmaker's dummy? Or,
of course not.
Or do you have a plant in the window in front of it? Some kind of a odd table? Anything that would cast a shadow like a man's head slumped forward or an arm hanging limp?
No. There's nothing. Nothing but the chair.
Then would you do me just one more favor, Miss Landis? Please, and as an experiment, would you just go into the living room and move that chair from the window, please?
If I do it, will you stop pestering us?
Yes.
Will you let us alone forever?
Yes, if it works.
If it works? What do you mean? Do you mean...
I can't tell, Miss Landis, until you move the chair.
Oh, all right. All right. Hello?
Yes.
I moved it away from the window. It's at the other end of the room, and there's nothing in it. It's empty.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks very much, Miss Landis. I know what I have to do now.
You mean?
Yes, Miss Landis. It's still there. Miss Landis.
Where is it? I want to see it at once.
Oh, yes, Miss Landis. Come in. I hope you'll excuse my appearance. I've just passed another sleepless night.
So has my sister, and so have I. What do you mean by all this business, Mr. Ames? You have frightened my poor sister nearly to death. Seeing things that aren't there when you know that they're not.
I know they're not. Oh, I wish there weren't. I wish to heaven I'd never looked out that window. I wish those walls were solid stone and your walls... Oh.
You are a sick man, Mr. Ames.
Oh, am I? I wish I were, but I'm perfectly sane and well. I went to a psychiatrist yesterday, and guess what he told me? That there's nothing wrong with me, nothing.
I can't believe that.
Well, to you, I suppose it's a form of madness to persist in seeing this hideous image. But not to me, Miss Landis. No. I finally come to an entirely different conclusion.
And what is that?
The supernatural.
The supernatural? A ghost? What nonsense, Mr. Ames.
Yes, I suppose it is nonsense to you. You've been a school teacher.
Yes.
You believe in logic and common sense, the things that give a pretense of solidity to this frail little life of ours. But I'm an artist. I've always had a feeling for the thing beyond, the intangible, the shadowy. We're children, Miss Landis. Children playing along the edge of the ocean. We laugh and toy with the waves and mock fright. But sometime one of us slips down into the darkness. Sometimes the depths rise and we glimpse the yawning fangs of the eternal.
Well, you put things rather oddly, Mr. Ames. Just exactly what do you mean?
Simply this. I checked on that building with the real estate agents yesterday afternoon after I'd left my psychiatrist. And there was a murder.
In our apartment?
Well, the report didn't say. You know how they try to hush those things up, but it was a man, a young man, the lover of one of the tenants, a Miss Sweetser.
Sweetser? Why, that's the name of the people who lived there before us.
Oh.
But, they were an elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Sweetser. I never saw any Miss Sweetser.
She died. She was the daughter. She killed herself afterwards by jumping out one of the windows.
Oh, perfectly awful.
It's rather a ghastly coincidence, isn't it?
Was it out our window?
Who knows? She must have been a very neurotic person, though, this Miss Sweetser. Half-crazed, almost with love or jealousy. I checked on the details in an old newspaper.
Oh.
She cut his throat, nearly decapitated him.
Oh, good mercy.
And it said that when they lifted his body out of the chair later, his head almost rolled.
Excuse me. Mr. Ames, I'd rather not hear. I still can't believe if there is something, if there could possibly be something, why haven't we seen it too? Why should you
Haven't you seen it, Miss Landis?
No.
You sure? Never? Perhaps in the middle of the night, getting up and passing that room, seeing that chair outlined against the window, just in passing, perhaps? You've never had a glimpse?
No. I really must be going.
No. Please stay and look at it. I want you to see it out of my window.
My sister Elaine, she's very nervous, Mr. A. I can't leave her so long alone.
Then how will I know? How?
Well,
Miss Landis, I
No.
thought you came here especially. It'll only take a minute. Look,
really...
It's right in here in the bedroom. I just have to let up the Venetian blind. Oh, Miss Landis. Don't go. Miss Landis. Hello. Oh, hello, Sergeant. This is Ames, Martin Ames. I just called to let you know. I think you're right about that good night's sleep. Yes, I'm going away tomorrow for a long rest, shutting up my apartment. Yes, I'm all tied up in knots. I don't know what to think. Oh, they did. Yes, I saw the moving van in front of the house, but I didn't know it was those sisters. Couldn't take it, huh? Well, I can't take it much longer myself.
Whoa, Marty. Bravo, bravissimo, old boy.
Not so loud.
Why all the mystery?
The superintendent doesn't like me.
I should think he wouldn't like you grabbing this beautiful apartment right from under his nose. He probably had it promised to a friend.
But you've got it now, Ronald, just as I said.
Oh, so I have, old boy, so I have. And it's beautiful. You know I'm crazy about it. Marty, you've outdone yourself. You've been more than generous.
Think nothing of it, Ronald. I'm glad to do it for such a distinguished colleague.
Well, it certainly was nice of you. And I wish I could do something in return, Marty. I really do.
Oh, no.
Perhaps that play I'm doing next season. You know, there's a part in it. A rather small part, but very necessary.
Thanks just the same, but I'm doing pretty well just now, Ronald.
Oh. And I don't know how you found it, Marty. In this housing shortage.
Oh,
You know, why even the superintendent didn't know it was for rent. When your call came to my manager, I left rehearsal. I wouldn't trust it to anyone but myself. I left the whole cast just standing there when I came over. And when I asked this gloomy character, Anson, he said he'd heard nothing about it. I insisted, of course. I told him who I was. finally he called up. Sure enough, it seems these two sisters who lived here just decided to move on.
Really? Well, say, I hope you didn't mention my name, though. If Anson known it, I tipped you off.
Oh, no. You asked me not to. Anyway, I think my own name was enough.
Oh.
Seriously, Marty, how did you know? Were they friends of yours?
Oh, no. It's a rather long story. Here, let us sit down, shall we, in the living room. No. You take the chair. I guess they must have left that when they moved out.
No, thank you.